Damn. Arsenal won. Brighton won. Brighton are now unbeaten going into the international break. Of course, I think that's them on 7. Is that them on 7 points? And they're on 7 points. That's crazy. Obviously, goals from Kai Havertz and goals from João Pedro. I mean, we have to talk about the officials, innit? But before we do, smash the like button. Let's get to about 250 odd likes or so, whatever. And make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Let's get to 12K. Listen, there's a few things we need to talk about in it. And the first thing we have to address the elephant in the room, the red card. Now, if honestly speaking, yeah, from a rival perspective, honestly speaking, yeah, the referees, like, how many times are we going to speak about the lack of consistency in officiating? How many times? Now, don't get me wrong. Am I happy to see Arsenal drop points? Absolutely, because I don't see them dropping a lot of points over the course of the season. So for them to drop points is amazing. But at least just stay consistent. Just be consistent, because we saw who was it? Was it João Pedro? We saw João Pedro boot the ball away about 30 yards and nothing was said. Nothing was said. Nothing, no card, no talking to. Crowd went up. Everyone's looked at the ref. Man are looking left and right. No sanction, no nothing. Yeah, correct me if it wasn't João Pedro. I think it was João Pedro that booted the ball down the line. Yeah, at least 30 yards. Declan Rice tickles the ball, barely kicks the ball. Now, by the letter of the law, yes, he did kick the ball away. So I understand the yellow card. But for you as a referee to know that you didn't give a yellow card to João Pedro, but then you go and give a yellow card to Declan Rice, and then the fact that he was kicked afterwards, by the way. And by the way, where Declan Rice has kicked the ball was not where the foul was. The foul was 5 yards back. The foul was 5 yards behind where Veltman has actually kicked Declan Rice. So you're not seriously telling me that Rice deserves a yellow card, a second yellow and a red, but João Pedro gets off scot-free. And he was also yellowed later on as well. He also received a yellow later on. So what are we doing here? Because I'll be honest, if that's happened to one of my players, I would be livid. Hold on. There is frustration with Declan Rice. Of course, he doesn't have to kick the ball away. Him being on the yellow card, he has to be smarter. Declan Rice has to be smarter in that situation. That's what I will say. Yeah? If we're going to keep it 100, he has to know that he's on a yellow. Just walk away. Don't put yourself in a position. Don't give the referee an excuse to send you off or to just give you a second yellow, because at the end of the day, you have an NLD next game. Declan Rice is now out of the North London derby, and Marino's injured with a shoulder injury. So now Arsenal are going to be looking light in the midfield. Jorginho is going to have to come in. Like, what's going to happen with their midfield? Odegaard will play. Partey will play. Partey's going to have to play the 6. Jorginho's going to have to partner him, and Odegaard's going to have to maybe play a little bit deeper. There's going to have to be some sort of tweak that Arteta's going to have to make for inconsistent officiating and a little bit of idiocy from Declan Rice. So for me, do I think it was a red card or a second yellow? By the letter of the law, yes. I think it's harsh. I think it's very harsh. But at the same time, it can't be a yellow card for me if João Pedro's kicking the ball 30 yards and you're not giving nothing. It don't make no sense. Makes no sense at all. So I do sympathize with the Arsenal fans on that one. But just going in and speaking about the game, it was a very weird game for me. I think the first half was quite dead. I think Arsenal started off well. They started off fast. Saka was cooking that right back. He was getting cooked. He was getting put in a sauce of blood. It was tapped. I thought, you know what? This guy's gonna have a long day. But throughout the game, he settled down and Brighton grew into the game as similar to kind of what they did against Manchester United. Didn't start too well, but then they started playing through the lines, playing their game. Players like Belaba getting on the ball, João Pedro holding the ball very well. And I'm not gonna lie, João Pedro was ripping up Uncle Partey though. He gave him a couple of those ones. I'm not gonna lie, Uncle Partey was seeing stars. Ben White, he got Ben White a couple of times as well. Matomo had a decent game. I think Minte was causing them problems, but was unlucky to get on the score sheet, especially with the chance. But all in all, I think the red card is just, did it spoil the game? Yeah, because I think Arsenal do go on to win the game, but Brighton will also still win the game at 1-0 anyway. So for me, I feel like without the red card, I'm looking at performances from Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz obviously goes in on goal. And that's the crazy thing. Arsenal actually still had chances to win the game. Two big chances. Kai Havertz, absolutely brilliant touch, uses his strength, uses his speed. Then he gets in front of goal. And for me, I think that Kai Havertz slander is, for me, overplayed. Should he have scored? I think he should have scored. But for me, it's not a poor shot. That is also a very, very good save. The way the keeper has to do the splits just to get to that, for me, is an excellent save. The one that I feel people will not talk about is Bukayo Saka's miss from guess whose cross? Kai Havertz actually puts a brilliant cross in. Saka, he's running onto it. I know he's stretching, but he has to score. Saka has to score that chance. Arsenal shut up shop after that, and then we see what happens. So for me, those are two big chances that Arsenal had to go and score to win the game. They defended well. I mean, I look at someone like Timber who's come in, gets another injury. Again, it's just concerning. It's concerning for a player like Timber. You can see the quality, but the fitness, again, he's gone down 1 start, 190 minutes, and then he's injured again. We don't know really what's going to happen. So maybe we'll see Callum Fiori get some minutes. But listen, man, I think Eddie really has messed up. I think he's messed up. Of course, I spoken on the Sterling signing and how it can do well. But in terms of midfield reinforcements, Marino also hadn't played a single game since the Euros. I know the injury he gets is unfortunate. And now you got Rice on a red card as well, not playing for the derby. And of course, you're now looking light in midfield. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Arsenal right now. Obviously, they've got the international break to cool off. But aspects of that game, man, I feel like Brighton really did take the game to them. I think Arsenal weren't at their scintillating best. I think Odegaard wasn't very good. I think the defending was okay. I think Gabriel should have done a lot better for the goal. I think he should be stepping across or even going to ground and taking the risk. I think Saliba was a little bit passive, but it was a brilliant ball from Dunk as well, to be fair. So I don't know, man. My man of the match is probably going to be Raya. I think Raya done very well and was probably unlucky with the shot as well. It did come at him really fast. Maybe he should be pushing it wide, but for me, he made some big saves. He made some big saves in the game. So credit to Raya. Trossard, apart from the one cross, didn't really see him do much either, to be fair. And obviously that leaves probably Ben White and Timber, who I said for me were okay, pretty much underwhelming. No real stand-up performance for Arsenal today. I think Kai Havertz was probably the best attacker. Saka started well, but Kai Havertz was the best attacker. He just obviously fluffed his lines at the end, but also makes up for it for a very good ball to Bukayo Saka, which he should also be scoring. We'll have to see what happens going forward. Listen, Joel Veltman did rattle the Arsenal fans at the Emirates, and they're going to be burning for this one, man. They're going to be burning, but we'll see what happens in the NLD. Tottenham are going to look at this like they're going to look at this as an example. They're going to see this as an opportunity, to keep Arsenal in the mud with no Declan Rice. This is a massive, massive opportunity for Spurs. But listen, man, let me know who your man of the match was, and we'll speak soon, man. Casey, Kears, we'll see you on Big Six Bands, man. We'll see you on the roundup. But anyway, it's been another episode of Big Six Bands. If you got this far, make sure you do like and subscribe and drop a comment on what you thought. Did you guys think it was a red card? Officiating, let me know. And of course, let me know who your man of the match was. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.